Have you ever ran into somebody in Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2 or even Black Ops 6 ranked play and you just think, wow, every single move they make is perfect and everything they do is right. They hear me, they have good aim, they are always making the right play, and they're always super hard to kill. No matter what you do, you can't kill him. He's eating bullets and he's always in that right position. Well, there are some things that you can do to become that person. So today I'm gonna go over some of these tips and tricks on how to become the best version of yourself and to turn into a super soldier in ranked play. So first off, you're gonna have to go through some of these settings and you're gonna wanna make sure that you have your sensitivity set to the correct spots. They changed the way the sensitivity works, so you might wanna tweak what you can do. You can go by 0.10 now, so you can go from 0.6 to 0.7. I think 1.6 was the old 7.7, so you can just base it off of that. And then make sure you go to aiming advanced setup and you are running either linear or dynamic. Standard sucks. Linear is, I feel like it's snappier and it's a little bit easier to control for some reason in this game. I don't know. I've been seeing some people play with it. I've been trying it out. Dynamic is the old one. It's really good. If you are newer, I would use dynamic. If you are a better aimer, I would use linear though as well. And then you want tactical sprint assist all the way on. That's auto tac sprint from previous games. And you want to make sure your slide and dive behavior is whatever you want. I run hybrid because it's easier to move for me, and I prefer to do that over the tap to slide and tap to dive. And one of the last settings that you need to actually make sure you change is you need to go into your view here and you need to go into your FOV and make sure your FOV is between 100 and about 110 maybe. Depending on how fast you like to play the game, you might like this, or how big you want your screen to be. But sometimes when you have a higher FOV, it's harder to hit more targets. At the ADS field of view, you want this effective. It'll make your gun smaller, and then you want wide as well. It'll make your gun look smaller basically. ADS affects when you ADS, and it says it down here. Independent will zoom you in when you ADS, and then affected will keep you at the same FOV. So it'll be easier to see, it'll be easier on affected because you'll have less visual recoil than previously. And once you have your settings all correct, now we can move on to how to become a harder kill. There are a lot of ways to become a harder kill, and some of those ways are snaking, shouldering, and hitting your shots. But what does this actually mean? This means playing your life. This doesn't mean sitting in back of spawn doing nothing, but this means that you are able to finesse around a pole. You're able to use your positioning and your cover to your advantage so that the enemy is not able to kill you. This is making somebody overextend to finish off a kill on you or expose themselves so that you're an easy player to trade for your teammates. It's allowing your teammates to, it's buying time for your teammates so your teammates can get into the position that they need to get into. That's how you become a harder kill, because if you are pinned down somewhere and you are unable to really get anything going, but this guy has to push you to actually finish off the kill after you've been tagged, and maybe you can throw some more bullets in him, that makes you a really hard kill, and it gives you a chance to kill him as well. And if you keep shouldering, it's hard for him to push you. So now he's where he can't push you. And by the way, he's also calling out to his teammates, hey, this guy's right here. So now they're worried about you. And if you stay there and you ever been like, this guy's still here and he's still getting kills, he gets 1, 2, and now the third guy has him pinned and he can't get him. And so now he's sitting there and he's just snaking the corner or throwing shoulders. And I'm not, saying you should snake, but you can throw some pumps. You do a 1, 2, come back down, maybe stay prone, or you hide behind the corner or stay down the heady. You don't have to sit there and snake the head glitches or anything. I'm not advocating you to do that. A 1, 2, maybe even 3 pumps, that's fine. But if you sit there and do it over and over, that's abuse, and I do not condone that at all. But sitting in an area that is a power position in the map and just not dying is so powerful, because you're going to draw the attention to you, and you're also, as long as you don't die and you can continue to shoulder and do these things, you're a hard kill. And being a hard kill is how a lot of these main ARs like Dashy and Celium and other players in the league have made their name. Celium is the one that comes to mind. Celium is never easy to kill. He does everything and he plays extremely ratty, but it works. He is one of the best ARs and he's one of the best players in the league for over 5 years now. So he's a really good player to watch on how to become a harder kill. And he is who I always think of when I'm playing the game and I know I'm just dying. I'm an easy kill. I die. Get caught doing this, get caught doing that. The first thing I think of is, what would a guy like Celium do? And he would play for information. So that's why throwing these shoulders, sliding past areas and sliding back is a good way that SMGs can do this. Is say there's an area and you can slide to, let's say, an RV on the left side. You can just do a quick slide across, slide back, and you can keep toying with somebody until they're able to push you out. And it's a really good way to make AR shoot, and to get them to shoot, it gives you the information on where they're at. especially if you know of where a few players on their team are at, you then are getting more information and able to make these guys shoot and make these guys waste time on you. Especially if you guys have the hill, for example, it's really easy to, you know, get these guys to stagger their push if you sit there and become a nuisance to them and just don't die. And not dying is the key to this whole thing. Holding good map positionings, shouldering, and hitting to your shots. If they have to push you, and let's say you're on a power position or you're just holding the hill and they have to push you, it makes it really hard for them to get a kill because they're going to have to be caught sprinting at some point. And if you catch them at any of those times, even if you're weak, you're going to be able to get that kill on that guy, which is super annoying for the enemy teams. And learning routes are the biggest thing, and this is what takes subs so long throughout the year to really become dominant. And the faster the subs pick up their routes, the faster they are able to become super dominant. And I just really stopped. I was just watching the matches today in 100 Thieves and watching Hydra, and that guy is able to hit all those routes, and he knows his timings, and he knows how to get through there, and the ARs in their team do not know how to stop this guy. And I don't think Hydra knows how. Taco is just hitting these gaps, and they are wide open. And he is just hitting the timing when he's through. And he's always shooting you in the side and the back. And if you're a sub, that's how you become a really difficult kill, is you have to take these routes. You don't run out into the middle of the open and just die. It was the whole, at Modern Warfare 2, there was LSC though. You don't run right on, when you're playing control, you do not run right with the sub. You always have to go in the building or left. You cannot just be in the open area of the sub. And I see so many people in ranked play doing this over and over, especially on my team. It seems like you're running out there with a sub in the middle of nowhere trying to get these long range kills, and they happen, but you have to make an AR miss a lot of bullets to be able to kill an AR at these ranges, because there's a very small chance that a sub, let's say for Rewind, which is in the background, a really hard chance, unless you're playing like P3, that there's gonna be a sub on the right side of the map consistently, unless they're going through chicken, they hit the middle garbage bins. That might be the only way they're gonna do it, but you're not gonna be sitting there running down street and holding a line of sight basically across the map. It's just not gonna happen. So thinking about these points in the latter part of this game, I really started changing up my playstyle. You can definitely tell halfway through this gameplay where I went from being a really easy kill to being a really hard kill. And that transition made me go from being like negative, probably like 5 or 6 EKIA, which is crazy to be negative. I think I was like 7 and like 12 at some point. I could be completely off, but I remember I watched the gameplay back a few times, and I remember I was like down bad. I was just getting killed over and over, and then I just slowed down and play the game a bit more methodical instead of using just sometimes when you play the game you're using your brain, and other times you're just running and gunning. And when you're running and gunning and it's not working, if you just slow it down and think just a little bit more, it is so easy to open the game up and really understand what's going on a lot better, because sometimes people get so caught up in the moment, and that's an arcade shooter, you're always shooting and you shoot. But when you slow the game down and understand there's a guy in P2, they have 2 dead, we know one guy's on the point, there's got to be one guy, he's probably anchoring somewhere, he's probably in the back, he might be back left, and you can make that guy. If you throw a few shoulders and you understand where that guy's at, then you can isolate this guy and get maybe you can get a kill on him, and then you break the hill with your teammates. So it's just these things that, and being a hard kill is the goal, and becoming a hard kill allows you to become a super soldier and to be able to understand where all these players are. And the last part to becoming a full super soldier here is to understand why everybody quote unquote knows what's going on in the map. When you see somebody spawning, you see somebody, you're holding, let's say, just a P2 and a Rewind, they either going to spawn on one side of the hill or the other side of the hill. And whenever your teammates die, that guy's gonna spawn up somewhere. And just knowing if he spawns behind P2 in the very back, they're gonna be elephant. They're gonna be in that area immediately. They're gonna be hitting through bookstore, and they're gonna be coming through P5 area, or they're gonna be hitting through that side. Is a dentist office, I think it is. I don't know the exact term for it, but they're gonna be hitting through that way. And if they're taking a really long time, they've hit up the entire street. And it's just knowing that this is where these guys are going to be at, depending on how long they've been and what's going on. Maybe they rotated so they're not hitting the point. So you just gotta, it's just learning the flow of the game and understanding the few cues they'll look at. You can look at flashbangs, grenades. You can look at where people are shooting. If you know somebody shot in a certain spot, there's a good chance if somebody shot and didn't get a kill, they're going to re-challenge that angle, or they're going to go left or right. So if they are in P1 and they chow and they have let's just say you don't know what gun they have, and they are challenging inside P1 basically, there's a good chance that if they're going for P2, they're going to go left. Unless if you don't see them left immediately, they're probably hitting all the way around. So it's just the small things that, it's that in-game awareness that you just can't teach sometimes, and it's really difficult to teach, but you have to sit there and watch good gameplay over and over and over, and you'll start to understand these small things. He's not here, so he's got to be here. And I see people all the time just scream out the word cheater because he's walling. And you know what, in ranked play, you just never know. But watch the pros and you will be like, wow, this guy looks like, I literally, I think Nameless said it on the stream today. He said Hydra looks like he's walling right now with how good he knows everything that's going on in the entire map. And that's why Hydra is the ultimate super soldier so far in Black Ops 6. He knows where everybody's at in the map, and he knows he literally can turn the corner and basically have his crosshair on the guy because of his good crosshair placement that he has. Every time he turns the corner, his crosshair is on the exact spot that a person could be, and he goes from one spot to the next. So he goes from that corner to the next corner as he runs around the corner, and the Omni movement allows you to just master this so well. So I'm really excited to see what some of the superstars like Shotzi, Simp, and Abizi and these guys can do in Black Ops 6 with Omni movement. It's gonna be crazy. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. I hope I taught you something. I'm really good at rambling on some weird things, so I hope you guys got some good information. If you guys have any other questions or any other topics you'd like me to go into more in depth, I'm very happy to make a more in-depth video on a certain topic. But I hope that you guys did get something from this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.